All right, you
All right,
good?
you
You want
good?
me
You
to
want
go?
me to go? Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. So I'm hearing myself on a little delay. So hopefully we'll figure that out. It's interesting to hear myself. Yeah, scary. I think it's better. There we go. All right. So I hope everybody had a awesome holiday season and that they didn't indulge too much in food or drink. And what the hell? I hope you did. Hope you really enjoyed. Was just lamenting the Giants, but we got a lot of stuff to go. And I know coming in this morning, I was like, oh boy, a lot of numbers to push through. I think we get lazy. But one thing I realized on Friday was back into it right away. We had some pretty decent moves and some interesting trades already. And I was like busy enough that I even missed a few, which is disappointing. Well, it's disappointing when they're winners and you don't see them because you're too jammed with other stuff. But that's the reality of the way things go for us. And we got, walking in and seeing Bitcoin up. I'm not surprised because, if there's turmoil, there's turmoil down yonder. I didn't mean to hit NDX, but it showed up there. But kind of showed up, turmoil, things start moving. I wouldn't be surprised if gold was moving too. I don't really check it, but it did. I do want to get started with stuff here that we're looking at. I know Novo Nordisk, that is, coming out with a GLP pill now. They just introed it, so might actually see some kind of move there. I am 50.84 for it this morning, so down yonder, down in this pre New Year's gap, all the way back from last year. Uh, so that's where I'm looking to buy it. I'm at 55.83 to short it because I don't know. It doesn't normally move that much, but we could see a better move today. Actually, following a couple oil stocks because the Venezuelan stuff. I think Chevron has a lot of exposure there per what I read. And again, because I don't follow these stocks that often, I got to be careful here. So I'm 155.61 here for Chevron first purchase. Okay, and to remind you guys again, I leg in, never like be too aggressive. So don't think like quarter full position, third of full position, that kind of thing. If it does retrace, because it's looking 165.19, I'm at 177.19 to short it. Kind of being careful. The old high is 168.96. We probably get through that. Does that mean I should hop on the long side? I don't know. Maybe find some trades. I need to see some stuff going on first. Since we're gapping. Exxon normally is a snoozer, but had $3 worth of range the other day based on, I guess, everything going on, and it's looking higher today, looking 126.03, which I think is around a new high already. Yeah, made a new high on Friday and well into new high territory. Uh, thinking 119.86 to purchase it. Again, that would be down here, kind of where it started on Friday morning. And where am I at? I'm at 133.90 to short it just because. Halliburton, all right, leave any Dick Cheney jokes aside or something like that. I don't know. It's been such a long time since I traded Halliburton, and I just typed in the wrong thing there too, because there's some other HAL symbol, and that's going to be annoying because guarantee I'm going to mess it up 57 times today, maybe only 55. But here we go with Halliburton, which is HAL, and looking up almost 8%. Not exactly a super mover, although it did move some the other day with the stuff going on. I'm thinking 27.94 to purchase it, which is again down pre Friday, all the way back to last year, kind of thing. At 35.06 to short it, and again wide. If I'm not sure, I'm going to play it wide. Now, if it's something I haven't followed, I just want to be smart about it. Okay, better than getting run over one way or the other. So again, thought process. We go back to things like thought process and such. I mean, just being smart about things, being prepared. And seeing all the stuff, I'm always like the hyper sports fan and stuff, but seeing the constant commercials now about the thing coming up on the 49ers. I couldn't tell you what channel it is, but the dynasty from back in the 80s. And I remember, just Bill Walsh saying that, like, or maybe it was George Seifert, one of those guys anyway, said that they went with a scripted start to their game. So everything was scripted, everything was ready to go. And I like to think in the same way that, like, my stuff is scripted because I'm coming off, my spreadsheet or my playbook and going from there, taking, making a read and taking what I think is going to happen as far as tendencies and stuff go. And and sticking with it, you know. And if you're winning Super Bowls, I know I'm being very, juxtaposing what I don't know, but big words there. Words too big for me. But if you have stuff that wins, you stick with it. You stick with the program. Again, there are always tweaks that go on, but for the most part, you stay with your winning game plan. And if you're not, well, then you got to change things. All right, you know, you don't want to get rid of half your team, but you do want to make adjustments. All right, or else you're going to wind up like the Jets or Giants. So it goes. We're looking at Mobileye MBLY, which I have never ever traded, but I think somebody made an investment. I think Apollo or somebody made an investment there. So following it today, I have it not. I'm 992 for it, and I'm at 1418 to short it. And again, just wide on purpose. We had Nvidia and Micron in the news too, just because they're up, and Nvidia, obviously a leader, up a bit this morning. Okay, trading 192. I'm 183.85 for it, and I am at 201.67. So I'm thinking maybe it gets a nice little run beyond 200 again. We'll see what happens there. It's not, would not be. I see 212's the old 52-week high. Micron made a new high this morning in the pre-market. It seems like it makes a new high every day. Can move, hasn't moved as much lately. So looking around 325 this morning, which again is a new high by a decent amount since Friday's new high. As opposed to today's new high. And as here we go, here we go, here we go. Anyway, I'm 301.87 for it, thinking it could, and it's not, out of the realm of possibility because look back yonder before it took off, it was like higher than that. So it's not, we're talking right around here. So encapsulates the first 5-minute candle from Friday. I'm at 347.67 to short it in uncharted territory. Maybe there are some trades here. Again, I want to do some trades with you guys if I don't have stuff going on. It feels like the day where I will have stuff going on, but we'll see as we get kind of close here. We see Bitcoin a little bit higher, and it always seems like, when there's nothing going on, it goes higher. But, but again, we have, chaos, pseudo chaos going on a little world and around. So everybody's flocking to Bitcoin, I guess. So they'll be mining more or not mining more and wasting more energy. I don't. That kind of pisses me off a little bit too. I guess I don't know. Eek. Duolingo, GOL. Okay, in the news this morning, somebody was talking it up. I forget whom. Maybe Bank of America, somebody like that. Can be a mover. Only had about $5 worth of range the other day. Looking 185 this morning. I'm 170.35 for it. After not a huge move. I'm at 200, just 20 double par 05, 200.05 as a first short there, and kind of figure it out from there. We got 5 minutes till the open. We can go through some of things in tech land. Apple actually wound up short Apple on Friday and got out of it too fast. Was happy to pick something up like right around there or so, and obviously got out of it too fast because would have been better off covering like here in 271 range. So it was a winning trade, but forget the specs, but was kind of disappointing on my part, and always try to remember your trades, good or bad. You can have a profitable trade and have it be a bad trade. That's allowed. All right. Or you can have a great trade and still lose money. Personally, I'd rather be the shitty trader who makes money. No, I'm just kidding. But truth be said, trades are relative like that. You can lose money like that and have a great trade. So bear that in mind as we're waiting on AMD here. I'll get rid of one piece there. Okay, waiting on AMD. Still okay here. So we see AMD. And I know it's looking up, but I just don't see the price yet. Okay, trading 230, looking up almost $7, along with all the other guys. $8 or so worth of range the other day. Not great. I forget if I was in it or not. Yeah, no, yeah, I was short it, but again, one of those situations where I gave it up too soon. I think I gave it up. I was short at a decent price in the two 225s, and I gave it up in the 224. So it's like a buck and a half, but it was something. Something. Anyway, looking 230. I am 214.50 for it. For a first purchase would be down here in last year's range, New Year's Eve range, and I am at 246.20 to short it. CEG was one of the guys I missed, regrettably, on Friday. Had a relative strength play up here, and would have been nice to get it back down, down around 368 or so. That would have been nice. I had it I 371s and had too much on my plate, and that's a fear this morning. Got a lot on the plate this morning. See what we can keep track of. But again, that happens, so you can't get too upset about it. Anyhow, it's looking up, looking 370. I am 346.84 for it, which would be down below, maybe encompassing some of last Wednesday, but I guess we'll see there. And I am at 395.95 to short it. Core weave has been moving, or had been moving some when we broke things off. Looking almost 83 this morning. I'm 70.47 for it at 93.33 to short it. Carvana coming in on Friday did work out okay for me because I caught a few pieces here in this consolidation for a couple of trades, but only like a buck or so. Did catch it 392 and change, and I like kind of quit early on Friday, but caught at 392 and change, spat it out 398 and change. So that was one of my better trades, I think, on Friday. Anyhow, it's looking 403 this morning. I am 374.52 for it at 428.78, playing it wide. Because Carvana moves, right? I mean, who kidding? It moves. Running out of time here, so just mention GEV real fast because I have it as a relative strength play. So looking for a fast move, even though GEV is probably looking up if I remember right. Waiting on it. Waiting on it. Okay. Okay, and you see it went out near the high of it as a relative strength play, looking 687, so looking a little higher than it was. Anyway, I am 668.46 for it, which is in here, probably looking to catch some of this, although it just happenstance there. It's just stuff I remember. It always seems like 670s big numbers here, 680s. We'll see if 690 is because it's going to get into that pretty fast. All right, so I'm looking for a fast retreat as it opens 690. We were just talking 690 and it opens there. So here we go with that. So again, I had mentioned Micron making a new high. Palantir was looking higher, I believe, too. And I actually want to focus there because I have that a little higher, 182.43 as a morning short there because it went out poorly, but it's up $6. So we'll use the term relative strength. Take it lightly there, I suppose. A little bit of water. Okay, as our day opens, and again, we're going to 11 o'clock this morning, like we usually do. and I'll be around tomorrow too for that, and I try to start to do 5 days a week here, so there's more continuity with you guys. Might be one miss this week. Should mention QBTS relative strength play this morning. Okay, taking a peek and seeing it's up a little bit. I'm 2609 for it. So we'll see what goes on there. Time to check my whole list here. See what we have going on. Super exciting. Okay, RGC still has stuff going on judicially and stuff. Not something I look to hang on to, but moving. And this morning's volume is 35,000, so not a bad start in the first few minutes here. Volume had been picking up, and I think the average volume's come up too. It always seems to be something that pulls in the volume. The other day was 509, peaking here, and the average volume's gone up by about 150,000 or so a day. So that's interesting. So see it going up. I do have it as a cautious short this morning around 32, 34, something like that, I believe. Checking now. Have it as a short 34.29, so $10 away because it scares the heck out of me. So am I playing scared? Yes, very much so. Okay, very, very much so. But playing scared could also be playing smart to a sort of Comcast headlines. So I want to check charter. Can we see charters up a little bit? When I say a little bit, I mean, well, 60, 70 cents there. Okay, flipping to Halliburton, which again in the news. And of course, what did I say? I said I was going to mess it up. Got to pay attention to what the heck I'm doing here because we got another one that if you just hit Hal and hit enter, you don't get it. And again, that just annoys the heck out of me. But I see it trading 31.94. What did I say this morning in Halliburton? So that memory failure as I get older. All right, I'm pretty far away. Okay, so I said 35.06. For some reason, I thought I said 33 something, but I'm a good ways away. So we'll see how that plays out. And again, sometimes things happen over time. Sometimes we get these quick knee jerk moves in the morning. Other times it's just things move. Flipping over to Intel, which I was also short for a little while on Friday. Shorted up in this range. I want to say 39s. Bought it back. Okay, and probably made 50 cents or so there. Uh, Looking up initially, starting to pull in right away. Fast check to where I have it this morning before I go to some of these techs. Okay, so I'm far away on both sides. 38.37 for it at 44.21. But looks like it's going to be an Intel kind of moving day. A lot of times we see big up moves here, when they decide to run it. So try to be aware. MGB was a mover south for a long time on Friday and didn't quite pick it up. Was thinking down here, did not price it out, and was pretty much correct toward the lows, but never took the time to price it out. Therefore, never did anything. So, and big oh well. Anyhow, this morning I have a 367.10 at 434.54 to short it after a 31-point range on Friday. So not uncommon there. That kind of range doesn't surprise me. Uh, Pure Storage PSTG didn't do much on Friday. I did price it out today for a more normal move. Okay, currently 70.47. I am a lot higher to short it. Looking at some of our quantum stocks, I do have two of them as relish strong plays. Okay, so I see Ion Cube pulling in. I'm 44.07 for it as a morning purchase. What do we got with QBTS? Because I have that guy too as a buy this morning. All right, I see it pulling in, and I am 26.09 for it as a first purchase there, so still pretty far away. Spaghetti do not have as a morning play, but I'm thinking just under 20 to buy it at 27.78 to short it. So looking for a bigger move there, obviously. Haven't seen that. Tesla I have as a morning short. And we'll check Rivian after that too. Okay, Tesla as a morning short is moving up. I am fairly decent ways away. I'm 12 bucks higher, 462.85 to short it, which is fine because Tesla moves. I don't have any qualms about being in there. If it gets there, it gets there. Sometimes you got to let these guys do their thing. Okay, Rivian off a little bit, not a great move. I'm 17.66 fourth this morning at 22.47. After it had really perked up, we had seen some good moves there. I forget where I was. Look at this long move in on Friday. I forget where I was on Friday, but I did not pick up any. I think I was in mid 18s there, so missed out on it. Obviously, want to hit up Carvana, see if we have anything going on here. All right, so pretty quiet so far, but can pick up pretty fast. Obviously, let's go to our stocks that we had in the news this morning in VO. Again, coming up with weight loss pill instead of the injections. Mixed feelings about some of that stuff, but it is up. I am $2 away to short it, so I'm not really thinking much about it yet. And it's not the best mover. Chevron, which I have not traded in, I don't know, really. It's been quite a while. Okay, after a decent start, we see it pulling in. Might be start to be relevant to me because I'm looking for a fill here. Okay, to pick it up. Not, was thinking higher to short it. Didn't think it would come in because I don't know. All right, nothing wrong with saying don't know if you haven't been involved in it recently. We've seen the same thing in Exxon, kind of, but not so much. Again, Exxon to me can be a real yawner. Halliburton we looked at before, and I was like $2 way to short it. Is it pulling in as well? And I keep messing up. I'm really pissed at myself now, guys. Really pissed at myself. Put this up 3 times, messed it up 3 times. At least I'm consistent. About 10 minutes in, and I am not doing much. Again, it's a long day, and I want to do some stuff with you guys. Really do. I want to do a few trades with you guys. Even if to cut back on size, do quarter size or fifth size even. Get something going. Okay, Hal, not exactly a mover shaker here. MBLY, which makes me want to call it, it's Mobile I want to call it Mobley. Okay, 1175, not doing much there. I'm a ways away there. QXO. So, which I think is roofing company or something like that. Let you know in a sec. Okay, so popping up here, and I am far away. Okay, I'm at 23.27. Okay, Tech World News, Nvidia. Okay, kind of pulling in where I might have buy at 183, high 183s, so not relevant there. Micron. Okay, I'm still looking at, I see Micron, but I'm still seeing part of Nvidia. Okay, Micron pulling into flats, so it's going to get, I guess it's going to get interesting. So my 301 pulled in fast. All right, so, but that's not, Micron does that. It's been at the lows just under 314, so see what happens. What do we got going on with some of our other techs now as we flip to Apple? Okay, pulling in, seeing it's kind of a trend here. I want to go to GEV because I have that as morning purchase to see if we're getting the same kind of pull in. I want to see a pull in. All right, kind of coming in. What did I say? 668 though, so got a ways to go. 668.46, so 11 points to go. All right, but I want to be there. Okay, so just put in order there 668.46. Let me make a little note there. Ugh. So I have it handy. And not huge share. I'm a 100 shares. Okay, so definitely a mover, and I don't want it to monopolize my time, but we'll see. And that's, that represents the first purchase. And again, 12 bucks away. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's look at AMD. We've seen it pulling in as well. All right, not so much. Oh, $6. All right, but had the toppiness there. So otherwise, not awesome range there. What did I say this morning? I said 214, long ways away there. CEG, which I always like to look at with GEV. 367 still up slightly, kind of filled in its move. Okay, first look I think at IBM this morning. It's a bit of a mover the other day, sticking up there. Not a lot going on there. I'm pretty far away. Intel we looked at before. Bitcoin over 93, up almost 2%. All right, so Intel kind of giving it up. Got a ways to go. I said 38.37. Feasible? Yeah, feasible. Long day. Can't happen. Have seen nicer moves there. Let's check out MDB. We've seen any kind of move there after that nice amount of range. Okay, move up higher, but long ways away. Flipping Palantir. Should look at. I didn't price Oracle, but I want to check that out too. Might have to price it out later on because just didn't see a move there. Waiting on Palantir here. Okay, and not a heck of a lot going on with Palantir this morning. Okay, like I said, I want to check out Oracle. Another guy I follow just didn't price him out this morning. Him or she or them, I forget. No, I got to remember pronouns and stuff. Difficult for an old guy like me. I do the best I can with pronouns, honestly. I mean that. Okay. All right. And if I mess up, I apologize to people because I don't like to be inconsiderate. RGC, we were looking at before, and okay, we see it pulling in, and that's curious if it gets into the this stuff here around 21. It could be interesting to do something here. And again, I would do it less. I do it a quarter size. All right, but I'm not doing anything yet there. I said for my first regular purchase here, I said 1862. That would be beyond fun. Any volume here this morning was looking okay, and the volume's good. All right, volume's good if that's right. 517,000. That's good volume. Okay, getting interesting. Is that about it in tech land for us? Yeah. So flipping back to see what my leaderboard looks like. Again, I'm going off my phone so I can show you guys. All right, I see GOL. I know I'm away. How far away am I? And this guy. All right, I'm at 200.05. All right, so ways away, but it can be an awesome mover. Off to a good start here. If we see some consolidation, maybe I can pick up a trade there, long or short or whatever. Okay, GEV. Remember, I said bouncing off large numbers, pretty much bounced off that 680 number. Okay, so if we see some kind of range bound thing here going on, maybe there's a trade here, maybe not. and sometimes we get those fake outs there, so we could see like a fast move down to the 670 or something like that. But I'm 668, so I think I'd pause on that if it did pull in that much. Just give me one sec, glass of water. So I think I'd hold off there. But we're only 15 minutes in, so got a lot that can still happen, obviously. All right. And it was encouraging to see some good moves on what I really thought would be a dead day on Friday with a lot of people still in vacation mode doing their thing, vacation thing, but was not the case. Okay, we got Apple slightly negative here after making that little comeback, but not the most exciting stock this morning. Flipping through, we haven't looked at solar today, and they had good ranges on Friday, or good ranges for recent stuff. Okay, Enphase moved better than it had, even though it finished out the middle of its range. Okay, and it's up a little bit this morning with, like 60 some odd cents worth of range. I'm thinking 30.71, which I'm a good ways away. I'm at 38.13 to short it, so we'll see what happens there. First Solar is always good mover there with these guys. Okay, pulling in a bit. Not a huge move yet. Obviously, I'm going to be far away there. I plan it to make big moves there because I'm careful there. Decent move and run. Where am I run? Maybe I should be getting things out here. No, okay. Even though it's come in, all right, made a quick move there. I did play it wide, so trading the 1880s, I'm a buck away on the long side. All right, so I'm 1782 for it, and even though it got up to 20 there, it's like it looks like a bigger move than it was because it didn't move a heck of a lot on Friday. It was consolidating here all through the day, so we didn't see a kind of a breakout move off. We do see that, and we're seeing that this morning. So again, it could get interesting. And Solar Edge, another good, can be a really good mover. Okay, we see pushing a little bit higher. I am away on both both ends there, so being careful. Let's go back to Tesla because I do have it as the morning short. Okay, and kind of cruising up. I like to see that because if it makes its move, it becomes more likely for me that I can get it short. I'm $10 away, but let's see it kind of cruise, make a steady move up. And again, this I'm at 462.85, good until 11 this morning, and that represents a morning relative strength move. Again, it's not your everyday relative strength move because it gapped up. All right, but we'll see how it goes there. Going back to Pure Storage, PSTG. Okay, and as we pull into like 10 o'clock or so, if I have some data, maybe I'll look to do some smaller trades if things are not moving as much as I feel like they should be. All right, Pure Storage not a big mover yet. And remember, it had ranges. If you guys remember back, 70 was a big number here after the earnings, and it just wanted to hang out around here and do some work. And it kind of did some work below. It was range bound, really, really range bound on Friday. Atypical move there. Want to go to Rivian since we looked at Tesla and see Tesla higher, but did not see it in Rivian. Yeah, Rivian quiet. So I don't know if you can draw corollaries with that in Tesla right now. Maybe just resting. Would like to see more. Let's go to our quantum guys. Rigetti. Didn't see much here. Okay, here comes Rigetti a little bit. Okay, near the highs for the day, but not a huge move. QBTS, which I do have as a morning long, so I don't want to see it pushing higher, but it's pushing higher, and obviously I'm not in it, so I wasn't close to getting in it. All right, but making a quantum kind of move on Q. Normally these guys kind of hang with each other as far as moves go, and yeah, so I'm not surprised to see IonQ going higher. It's been a little bit over 48, and again, I am going to be away. I'm a good $4 away there to short it, and that's good for the day. But we'll see. These guys can make big moves like that, so we'll see what happens. Again, I'm only with you guys though till 11, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to go back and check out RGC again, see if there's a trade developing, and I'm not really seeing it. I'd like to see some kind of pull into something around here. I'm liking the volume though. Yeah, a lot. Wow, 640,000 rates. So there's a lot going on there today. Okay, so that gets interesting to me, but just not where it's at right now. Again, I see run coming in some more. Okay, so pushing now, plopping up a little. And again, a lot of times I'd rather see this move. I love these times when we get a few, maybe five, five or more down candles and it catch it just right, because then we're overdue for a bounce. And it, love that when you catch it just right. It's a good feeling. It's like fish on or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fisherman, so I don't know where I came up with that one, but I tried there. Constellation, negative territory, good range, $16 and change. I'm what, 346. So I like the move though. All right, definitely has my attention. Okay, I got to go to GEV where I do have that. Excuse me, morning long. Waiting on it here, which is the hardest part, according to rest in peace, for a few years now, Tom Petty. Okay, so just made a new low, so getting more relevant to me. Got a little work to do here. All right, I think 670 will be a number. Okay, remember I mentioned potential fake out here, but I said I would hold off. Okay, so is this a head fake or do we just fail 680? All right. Okay, so we'll see, and it comes in. I really can move, and yeah, I'm not playing with a lot of shares here, but can definitely be a good mover. And again, I'm 668. What did I say? 46 for it, I believe. Checking my list on the side. 668.46. I better check out my other pricing because close. Not going to put any more orders in yet. Okay. All right. 665.93. 651.91. No. Yeah. Okay. No, not 665. Yeah. Did I say that I just mucked that up? All right. 665.93. Then 660.10. All right. 3, 660.10. All right, but those are not in yet, and we even still have a ways to go for those other pieces. We saw it pushing lower down to 674s, and seeing that with CEG as well. Okay, so these guys like to move with each other, so seeing that been a bit lower there. Micron was pulling in, right? We saw that. Still seeing that. Okay, Dow's higher than a little bit higher than the S&Ps. S&P's up about 0.5%. Nasdaq up a little less than 1%. Dow's up was just up 1%, a little bit less than that. Bitcoin's cruising to almost 93,500. And what was our symbol there? Oh, MSTR strategy. Been a while, so I'm like, probably get words back or something like that. MicroStrategy now, just plain old strategy, gapped and moving up with Bitcoin. Okay, so see that that's doing what that's doing. I want to go back to Intel. I haven't checked that out a bit. Okay, kind of, made that initial down move, now kind of sideways. All right, we're getting close to 10 o'clock, so might have to come up with some trades in a little bit because I'm not seeing stuff going on for me yet. So it's like a we'll see kind of situation. Waiting. But again, it's a long day, so just because some of my things don't hit initially doesn't matter. But I did get the year off to an okay start on the second on Friday, so that makes me happy. Sunrun is still pulling in. Okay, get more relevant. Okay, and like I said, I'm 1780s. Not doing the. I like that though. I really like that. Are we seeing anything close to that with the other guys we were not before? Because I think we saw end phase going up. Okay, giving it up a little bit. And then for solar, we'll check out. Okay, back to flat. All right, so it's come in. That's more like what we saw with Run and Solar Edge. Okay, had gone a bit. I had come off. Doesn't look like there's a heck of a lot of interest there so far. Oop. And my RGC theory just went astray because I was thinking maybe I like it pulling in. It didn't consolidate a lot here and above. It's hard to make determinations there. All the volume was good. The volume remains good. Got a lot of stuff going on there. $25, like, near recent highs there. Don't have a chart handy. Not going to flip to a chart handy here because I want to keep it nearby. But we'll see, and the volume's good. So that makes it kind of interesting. Definitely. This QXO, which I think I'm a ways away. Okay, still going higher. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get $2 away here. So not relevant. Our other earnings, boys and girls. Earnings, no earnings today. Our other news stocks. Okay, NVO, yawner. Even though they got the new pill, guess we want to see got to see how much that is going to get used. Okay, so Chevron's still coming, right, consistently, and I don't know, maybe I got that fill and I get long, and then we see some kind of bounce, but it's a slower move. Okay, so when you see a slower move, often that lessens, your expectations for some kind of bounce back, like the fast move. And I'm impatient at thing are too. And if you remember my mindset, because it's been a while, you know, time and position is risk too. So in stuff, it makes us focus on certain things and such. Exxon, almost didn't want to follow it, but I figured, what the hey. All right, so 119.86 for it. Okay, 123. It's moving some. We'll see. Halliburton. Wait, I'm gonna wait. Aha, I got it. I didn't hit enter. I got you, Halliburton. Got it this time. I didn't mess it up. Go me. And 10 o'clock, and really been a yawner for me. because I haven't seen stuff go on. All right, Halliburton, not a lot to see here. A lot of consolidation. I don't know well enough to hop into a trade, so holding off. What do we got going on with GEV and Constellation Energy? Okay, GEV continuing to pull in. Been 61.70, so better. Okay, just put in. Okay, put in my other two, and it's getting close for my first entry. And again, would like to see it get a little bit of a rally out thereafter. And at this point, maybe it's overdue, or maybe not. Okay, and we'll see how close it gets because I don't want to see. I want to see me get into it and then some kind of bounce. But if it gets close and then bounces, I gotta punt on it and go to my next level, which could be a disappointment. All right, 669s. Okay, back to Constellation. And again, that is not a morning play, but I am 346.84 for it initially for the entire day. Said it's been 359, so definitely, could happen. Could happen. All right. Haven't checked out my other C guys. Charter had an okay move on Friday and pushing up a bit. I'm at 220.83 to short it, so ways to go. I see it's been beyond 214. CoreWeave has definitely perked up as far as moves go recently, even through the holiday season. Okay, just a tad under. In a consolidation mode, this could be an interesting spot here to do something. Okay, let's see if it does some work here. It's done a lot of work there. That could be a trade. And again, let's go quarter size if I do it at all. Okay, if it holds up here, maybe I should be thinking somewhere on there. I want to see more work here though, so I'm not going to get overly psyched here to be involved. Okay, Carvana going up some. Not exactly surprised there because it does move. Right, last time we looked at it, it didn't have much range. Has more Carvana like range now. 16 bucks, a little less than 16 bucks within the first half hour. So that's acting more like the stock after $20 worth of range the other day. I want to see Tesla. Do have it as a morning short. Yeah, consolidating here. Not what I particularly wanted to see. I need to go back to GEV though. As we just had Tesla up there. Okay, and it has pulled in down yonder some. And giving consideration, we got that bounce back and was within a buck or so. So I just pulled my 668 for it because in this world it moves. Coming in within a buck is very relevant to me. So unfortunately, I'm down. My next limit is 665.93 for it this morning, and we see that bounce in Constellation too. And maybe I'm being like overly careful this morning. I don't know. It's just been a while, since I've been in this stock. So there we are, and it basically came off of 670 pretty well. All right, and see all the work it did yesterday from about 12 o'clock or so, from 11:30 or so. Did a lot of work there within this range. We'll see what happens if it gets to 680. Now that I've moved off, the 668 level, maybe I should be thinking about some trades here. I didn't do that, and we see that, it kind of head fake tail there. All right, so, pat on the back for a halfway decent call. But again, I haven't said this in a while, so I feel like saying it ain't horseshoes, and it ain't. So, tis what it is. I want to see Micron. Okay, so has been lower, and I said what? I said 30, 301, I believe. All right, so Micron's been lower on the day. Back and hit up all my tech guys here. The other one they mentioned as a news stock, just because it's Nvidia, they mentioned because it was looking slightly higher this morning. And again, it's not the biggest mover, but it is, bellwether. You got to be aware of what's going on there. Even though I don't always price it out, you got to be aware. So it's been in the 189s, and I'm a ways away. So be it. Checking out Apple, had made a good move on Friday. Not seeing the same thing, unfortunately, this morning. Okay, only $3 and change, shy $3 and change worth a move. You know what? I haven't looked at AI at all today. Not much happening there. Good bang for your buck stock, which takes me to Rivian. Then I'll get back to tech. Don't worry. Or some tech. Okay, Rivian, fairly quiet. I guess fair. A little bit of move there. What can we say? Back to tech. Some other tech. IBM. Not the biggest move today. Intel we saw coming in. Okay, Dow's up over 500, almost 600 now. So some leadership going on there. I'm not going to flip through, but Intel kind of giving it up. Again, I'm 38, 37 for it. We continue to move down. I mean, the candles have gotten smaller. Again, we could check later on. Oracle and Palantir. Then we'll skip to our quantum stocks, which we saw going up before. Okay, Oracle into kind of a consolidation. Is it worth picking up? Because it's something that I did not do. Maybe what low 194s. Again, I want to see some work here. Definitely want to see some work here. Okay, Palantir, a lot of sideways, but it's up and stay up kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, looking across. Can we see it push through? Could very well. All right, let's look at our quantum guys. All three quantum guys that I follow. IonQ, which I do have as a morning long, but was pushing, but it kind of flipped around there. So was not running away, but I'm not close, unfortunately. Not close to being close, even not even the realm of being close. G Wave, same sort of thing, and not really relevant now for me, unfortunately. And Rigetti, okay, not a small move there as well. Okay, so the RGC slightly higher. Still moving up, but not any space for me to do a trade. I was really hoping for some kind of pull in into some of this stuff. Obviously, didn't get it. Going higher. That might be a new high for the first time in a while. So it can run. I know it can be a mover, and it's up, 24%. Okay, I want to go to Sunrun because that's getting interesting. And liking this, it's on, basically on lows. Okay, and I just put that in and let me write it down here. Oh, boy. I know I just put my sunrun in. Okay, and I gotta see my other levels here too. Okay, so 1782 I put in. I know that's 50 cents away, but again, can happen. Okay, 1730 and 1691. All right. So 1782 I'm in. 1730, 1691, nothing yet. But have them here just for a handy reference from just for myself. I like doing that. Maybe it's a little bit old school, writing stuff down and whatever, but it's nice to have like a board to check out. All right, so I have that going on, and I put in the GEV, but I canceled part of it off that bounce. Solar Edge, not seeing it. Back to GEV and Constellation, just to see, just to see. All right, GEV kind of never made 680. Back towards 670. Where'd we get to there? Still pulling in. Kind of hovering above 670. Okay, after holding up there. CEG waiting on as well. All right, so again, I have that 346 and change, but that's good for the whole day. So keep that in mind. Anything going on with my Tesla? Potential Tesla short. Again, I'm not going to get all excited because I was away. So toward the highs of the day, making new highs here. Okay, but got a ways to go, and I only have about 45 minutes left. With this is a morning short. I'm still a good $8 away. Okay, so we still got run hanging there. Let me back to Micron real fast. Okay, am I seeing a trade here? Yeah, maybe down in here, maybe, within this or within that. I'm just not in a rush because I haven't picked up any trades like that since last year. Since last year being probably a week or so ago, because some of the days last week, I mean Tuesday and Wednesday last week were kind of ugh. But the year started out okay. I mean, I was happy with Friday. If you're a breakout player, this could be a situation where you want to get in. I mean, either a head fake or it's going to push through. Did some work here. I'm not going to do anything on it. Spell it right away. I'm not doing anything here yet. Okay. But like I said, if you're a breakout kind of person, could be the circumstance that it does a little something. Gets back to 320 or so. Okay, NVO, nada going on there. Chevron, we saw pulling in. Would have to pull in a lot more for me to pick it up, and I see a little bounce off its worst levels. All right, did come in 159 and change there, but now above 160. You're seeing the same with Exxon. Okay, pulled in almost, basically filled the gap, but I'm lower there because I don't know. I really don't know with Exxon where it's going and what it was doing. Halliburton, we didn't see a heck of a lot. We're still not seeing a heck of a because I hit the wrong thing. I got it right once. Out of 5 times, I got it right once, and I just did it again. All right, I'm consistently bad here. Getting this right. It makes me not want to trade Halliburton ever again. because it's so damn annoying. Waiting on it as we hit 10:15, and we still got Bitcoin up there. We got Dow up almost 600 points. Spiders, S&Ps rather. There we are. Uh, S&P's up a little over 0.5%. Same thing. Well, I got Nasdaq up a buck, about 1% rather. So be that. Okay, run, damn it! I'm seeing it bounce. Okay, so that's kind of a bummer because first move, it comes in around 1830 or so. You're thinking that it's got a shot to sink more, but then at first bounce, a lot of times it's a good bounce. I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. Maybe we consider that its first bounce around 1870. I don't know. It's moved 20 cents, so I'm not really going to get all fuzzy wuzzy about it. I guess I do see CEG making new lows. We can get back to GEV and see if there's a trade there. Okay, so and again, I'm a good ways away, but 346 and change ain't that far away because it moves. God bless it, it really moves. All right, and again, it's not going to be a huge trade for me, but it moves. We need things that move here in our game because moving equals money making potential. It equals a lot of times to less time in trades with more positive results if we're careful about it. Okay, goes back to being smart about it. Okay, back to GEV, and I'm pretty far away now, having canceled. All right, and we haven't seen it get back under 670. Kind of tested to an extent here a couple minutes ago. All right, but even that's the high 670s, so we haven't seen it. All right, I want to go back to Oracle where I said maybe low 194s for a trade again for about quarter size, just jumping into trade here. Okay, and hasn't been there. Would I want to do this? I think I might. All right, it might be game, but maybe moot now because when the high 195s as opposed to the low 194s. Didn't look at Sarepta because I didn't price it this morning. Anything going on there? Waiting on it. All right, so that's come off, but not a lot on the lows of the day. But 70 cents worth of range. Might be something I want to price. I might want to visit it in the mid 19s if it gets there. That'd be more the kind of move that it's capable of making. I haven't looked at Pure Storage in a while, and I'm definitely way there, but maybe there's a trade there. Just thinking out loud. Okay, it's done some work there. Could see get sleek into there. $2 worth of range. Not seeing a heck of a lot there. Okay, I think we should go back now and check out some of our news stocks. Let's go back to GOOL, Duolingo. And we're up to 1020 here. We've been going on for 50 minutes and haven't seen, had one bit of a moment where I thought I'd get a trade, and that was GE Verona, but nope. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. All right, GOL pushing, but I'm just above 200 there, so I'm a good ways away. It's QXO. Looks like it's going higher. Been going higher. All right, so sliding up somewhat has my attention. I'm at 23.27 to short it. Getting interesting. What's the range for the year? Okay, so higher part of the range would not be a new high, but getting to within a buck or so. Now, is it one of these things that just drifts higher and kicks your ass? I mean, I hate those things. I mean, but they do happen. Definitely happen sometimes. Where do I want to go here? I want to go back to run. Okay, Dow 627. Okay, so we saw that little move off of there, a little move back. It's going to consolidate here and go lower. That would work for me, I guess. It's not great. Let's go to CEG and GEV. Are they still looking the same? All right, so CEG is still sliding. Okay. So I'm comfortable. My comfort zone. I'm comfortable with CEG starting to get long around 346. All right. That's just me. It's not being comfortable. And the GEV was a morning play, so it's not that huge a move, but hey, it did trade 698 for goodness sake this morning. So me buying at 668 was a big move back in, but $600 stock is gonna move, typically moves. And where was I thinking short it? I forgot it was 711, 711.82. So for about half a second, that looked, might happen in literally half a second. I mean, probably. But hanging now, consolidating maybe, or maybe now it's set. Maybe now it sees 680 again. Let's go to back to Micron, okay? Because I want to see because I mentioned if you're a breakout trader, okay, we got a little bit of breakout here. So I said not doing it, didn't do it. Okay, no regrets from some stupid commercial way back once. I think it was Snickers commercial where they misspelled. All right, so you got a bit of a breakout. Okay, so that was a trade. I mean, that was a trade. You pick it up 316.20 something, and you make a buck 30, a buck 40. I'd say I'd be happy with like buck and change, a little less. Now it's about 50, and as I blink, it goes higher. So pointed out, but was not doing it. All right, I say right away, I was not going to do it. But like I said, if you're a breakout kind of person, that was okay for a quick trade because you got that breakout. You got it right there. You got it. We did the sideways, couldn't push, pushed out, and here we go. Almost visiting 318, but I'd be gone. So I'd be happy with that. And plus, it'd be my first profitable trade of the day. If you guys remember, I'm like, want to get on the board in a good way. That's mindset. And that's always, my mindset. Get on the board in a good way. We haven't looked at CoreWeave in a bit. And again, I semi apologize because I don't know if I'm going to get any trades in this morning. I mentioned Oracle, mentioned that, could say something like if I grew a set, I would have been in MU or something like that. And I made the decision. I stick by it. Uh, CoreWeave, some sideways, fade sideways. Curious there. Not a heck of a lot going back to my whole list here. RGC still around 25. Okay, had visited like 25.50 or so. Okay, that QXO could be interesting as the day goes through. I'm about 90 cents higher. All right, then it's got to get there and get some kind of pullback. But I'm like, it's a move. It's a slow move, but if it gets there, I want to be there. Okay, looking at rocket companies, RKT. Not exactly taken off, but I know the pun there was just awful. But decent. Looked at it this morning to price it out. Didn't see enough of a move. This morning, kind of good. Buck 20 worth of range within an hour, so that's pretty darn good. CVX with an okay bounce back. Chevron okay bounce back. And there was nothing. There was no basis for getting long there. Really, I had nothing. That's like picking a spot out of nowhere, which I never do. So we're not try to do that. Palantir still going sideways here. Yeah, not really seeing it. Okay, I want to look at Moderna because I didn't price that out this morning. Look at our three VAC stocks. Anything happening here? Again, just kind of looking for some stuff here because we got about a half hour left and I haven't done squat diddly. Okay, so Moderna got a little bit of range from the start. It pushed up. Didn't really consolidate here and failed. So I don't see an entry there. Novavax. Okay, and again, it's one of those should I really follow it kind of things. And I am. Maybe I'm sentimental or something. Biotics. Hey, pulled off, but not a lot of range for a stock. A stock in the high 90s. You want to go back to our quantum stocks, not because I had them as morning longs, but because they have perked up a little bit higher. Okay, so Rigetti up a buck 50 or so. D Wave a little bit more than that. Heading toward 31. Heading toward 30. Well, trading 30. What am I saying? Clearly misspoke there. Ion Q. So good moves there, but I look for big moves there for me to short them, and not huge moves here. Okay, so Ion Q again, more expensive stock, but percentage wise not up as much as the other guys. And again, I'm up like around 52 to short it. Oh, Carvana. Okay, definitely seeing a move here today. Now that's a Carvana-esque kind of move. That really is. That really, really is. Okay, and I just got out there. I'm at 428.78 to short it. Write it down now. Ugh. Sore, guys. I get back in shape. Okay, I'm not going to look to put it. Of course, it comes off right away. Let me do that. Okay, where else would I short it here? Not going to put anything else in yet, but I got to find spots. Big spreadsheet. Okay, 434.04, 439.30. 430, they're not in. Okay, we'll see it. And I like this, okay? I like this. So interesting. Owned it as low as 392 on Friday. Owned it a couple of times here where I made like a buck 50 or so. just fast trades, and then picked this up and made $6 or so, which was happy with. Okay, but like seeing a lot of green here because we see a lot of green, and if either get me short, and we got some red lurking or not. I mean, could happen either way, but system methodology, stick with it. CEG coming off a little bit, got as low as 356.50. That's like within $10 of me, but nothing to get excited about there. Should I say once again that it's a long day? Because I feel like I've said it's a long day a bunch of times. All right, we got consolidation here in GEV, but we get consolidation, we get head fakes here, so I don't want to be super duper aggressive. Remember, I already canned that 668 bid for it from this morning. Not looking like it's going to pull back down into there, unfortunately. I want to go to Intel. We'd seen it come, and all right, we saw it come, get back, get back almost 60 cents. So doing a thing. Micron, remember I mentioned that potential breakout trade, then it breaked out, but I said I wasn't doing it, didn't do it. So with me, it's shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't, and still going up. See, okay, so that's a bumper, but hey, so be it. All right, so that was, again, out after like a buck and a half. So not complaining about that, but hey, it's fun to have things to complain about once in a while. We haven't looked at MDB in quite a while. So checking that out. Okay, and it's been going up. Okay, so making an MDB like move, and I'm way the heck up there. I'm 434 to short it. All right. But pulled it pulled in a lot. Range. I said that, made a mental note that I had to price it out. I think I said that around 11:30 or so when it was still higher, but I, should have priced it out because it hadn't been having decent ranges, and then has a good range. So you know got to be more prepared with MDB because knowing that it can be a mover like that. Okay, I got to be better there. Okay, Sunrun, what do we got? Did it bounce? No. All right. Okay, so hope springs eternal here with some new lows. Okay, like I said, I'm 1782 for it. Got that first piece in, then I'm 1730, then I'm 1690. Those two guys aren't in yet. All right, and that might take a while. It might take a while to play out. You know, Bitcoin 93,600 up to that, showing up 2,100 for the day. Again, I don't get it. Okay, don't understand it. Am I dense? Yes, I know I'm dense, but that has nothing to do with me not getting the whole Bitcoin thing. Let's look at Solar Edge and in phase and Sun for Solar Edge was kind of non-descriptive for it, and still not a lot of range there. Not a lot, and phase was a little more interesting. Okay, it's not as much now because it's pulling in more like the other guys. Still somewhat positive on the day. All right, with a buck and change range, not quite getting me all warm and cuddly here about it for solar. Obviously moves more. Okay, coming off, but I'm a good ways away. But range is 12. Range is fair. I want to check Carvana real fast to see if there's stuff to see here. Still doing this thing going higher. All right, smaller candle. Been over 425. All right, but like I said, I got my first bit to short it in there. So We'll see. We'll see. Going back to some of our news stocks. Again, this is what we do. We flip, we check, we recheck, we check, if you want to sound fancy or European or something. They say check. I don't know. Novo Nordisk, not. I guess I could have skipped it, but thought something might have happened. Chevron, we saw that bounce. It was a fairly decent bounce. Okay, so we see that little move up, but there's nothing really other than the size of the move there. But again, I don't trade it. I'm not like that savvy as far as the stock goes. Exxon. I type in Exxon. What the heck did I do? I did. XOM. Exxon Mobil, not Exxon. They've only merged with Mobil about how many years ago? All right. Okay, and we see it filled the gap and came off. But I didn't. I wanted to see more than a gap fill. I wanted to see it under 120. Obviously, didn't see that. Halliburton, I'm not going to muck it up as far as entering the symbol. I know, really tough here, entering a symbol correctly. As it spins, it's making me nuts. Still gets me. Okay, here we go. For someone who's being all about being more efficient, I messed up Halliburton a few times today. Just entering stuff as I wait. It's brutal waiting here. Holy cow. We really got slow. I don't know why. On the bloody internet here. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, and yeah, not a big move. Similar kind of bounce, but no corollaries, nothing you could go off of. And nice. If you're in the stock, long term, you see a 9% move there. Good for you. Good, good. I do want to see that QXO because maybe I want to put something in there. Waiting on it here. Okay, yeah, I better. Okay. All right. Put in 23.27. Make a little note here. All right, so that's in. That's my first piece there. Other spots. Hmm. Ken, I don't know the stock. I share this freely with you. So tendencies become tougher. Sliding along here. Lots of prices, especially when they're end of the line here. All right, we're going to go 23.79 and 24.31. Okay, and those are not in. All right, so it's been 22.72. I'm at 23.27. So that's not. We're not going to see anything out of that from while you guys are still with me. But again, make note because, as I always say, it's a long day. It can be a long day. Hopefully, it's not a long day in a bad way, but just a long but profitable day. AI doing anything? Probably not. Nah, nothing going on there. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Move along. RGC, just to mention, still hovering between 25 and 25.50 or so. Going across, I don't want to pick it up here. Okay. I kind of wanted it down here. Obviously, it didn't happen. Doesn't mean it won't happen later. How's that volume? Volume is a lot of 835,000 is a lot of volume for the stock. Wow. Things that make you go, wow, in this case. Huh. Okay, GOL is getting interesting for me too. Okay, because it's trading 191 and I'm at double par to short it. So could get there, not looking to go long. Maybe I'd look to go long, if it pulled into something here, and again that would be a fourth or fifth my size of a regular trade, of a planned trade. Okay, just letting you know there. Darn it. All right, we got Sun Run bouncing now, really bouncing now. Okay, that's why we can't let ourselves be on an emotional roller coaster. Even though I feign it, I'm like, yay boo, yay boo. All right, and there are times here I take 30 cents in this stock, okay, and but didn't get close. I'm still way. For goodness sake, so bummer. Let's look at GEV because I still see CEG. Let's look at CEG, Constellation Energy first. So I'm thinking TikTok for us. So another new low there. And again, I get them $10 away. So that's okay. It can be a mover, sometimes even a shaker. GEV trying to get up toward that 680 number. And it hasn't done. I mean, it's approaching that. Did not revisit, did not even, after I canceled my order, did not revisit those levels again. It's just been kind of swoosh. And again, that was a morning trade, but well, didn't get there. $10 would have been nice, but that's okay. We did look at that Sarepta before, and so all red from the open. Okay, so it got down to just below 21, and now we're seeing a bit of a bounce there, and that's a pretty good range for it. I mean, like I said, I'm what did I say before? Like around 1950 or so. So that's a lot, heck of a lot lower. That was there. Yeah, so that run has me bumming. Oh well, get over myself pretty fast. Nvidia's kind of giving up its gains. I'm 183 and change for it, but gave it a consolidation here. And off of that, a lot of work here, a lot of work below the level there, a lot of work that level below. Not a lot of, perceived upside on my part, but I just wanted to check it out. Let's go back to Micron so I can make myself more miserable for not buying the breakout. Haha. And it did. It's funny. I was kind of thinking 320, and it just shaded there, and it's still holding up there. All right. If it comes back into here, you know, maybe. I've done crazier things, wild and crazy and whatever. That QXO is still making a move up, and I said I'm at 23.27 to short it as it starts to approach 23. Slow move, but a lot of green, very little red on the way up. Not a lot of consolidations. You know, I'd love to see it get up to my short without any consolidations and then dip down. It's not as much fun if you guys remember way back once when we were talking about Rivian one time, we're consolidated and you're stuck with it, and it's like, but it did come in for me that time a little bit. But I don't like that because a lot of times if you get consolidation Directionally, you're going to get the same thing. You're not going to get reversal. You're going to get continuation most of the time. So that is that. Uh, Remember, I said Duolingo has my attention too. Haven't thrown anything out there, but again, it's a good $10 away, but $9 rather, but not super exciting. Not super excited about it. And Carvana hasn't done anything since then. And that's not, I don't particularly like to see that either, even though I'm at, 428 and change. Don't like to see consolidation there because then sometimes you see consolidation, then you get a rocket candle. Okay. Like a $7 candle. So let's say we're here and we get, $7 candle of 430. I don't like it being in my face, right away. That ain't no fun. Let's go back to our quantum guys as we are about to end our relative strength period in another 13 minutes or so. Okay, and ion Q going up slowly. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Okay, QBTS. Okay, not happening there. Okay. All right, so we got that going there. There it's high. Got a little lost. Got caught up in something. Sorry, I got an email. I had to take a fast look at. Sometimes those things happen, and I've got a short attention span. That might help me though in this business. Might really help. Rigetti. Okay, so these guys are moving higher, and might come into play on one side or the other during the course of the day. And if I do, I think I can post something. If what I'll do is I'll post any trade I do later on. I'll post. I have a spot where I can do that. Drip showed me where I can plug something in and just let you guys know what's going on. And again, I haven't mentioned today, but I'll mention. If you want to reach out to me with anything interesting, even about sports too. Uh, it's jgre910 at gmail.com. Again, that's jgre910 at gmail.com. If you want to talk about, we can even talk about the weather, just not, it's not oft. Okay, I see CEG kind of hanging, not really coming off levels. Okay, so we can maybe contrast that with GV, where we did see a move back up. All right, so we saw that, it kind of moved up, was approaching 680. So maybe now we could say it failed. Failed 680, looking off of that. Maybe it should. I don't know. We'll see there. But it's not. I don't know. Is it a trade I get into later? Is it something? Do I want to try around 670? It hasn't approached there again, so that makes it a little bit difficult. Let's go back to RGC because I see a 2587. Did it trade or no? It hasn't traded the 26 number. Okay, and that volume's pretty darn good. Okay, so approaching there, like I said, I'm at 34 to short it because I'm a scaredy cat. No, I'm smart about it. I'm smart, really. I would not be in a rush to short this. And if I do get short, if I look to short it, even though it's a plotted short, I'll do less shares. All right, I'm not going to wimp out on it, but I'll definitely do less shares. Going through. Saw a move and run. I still want to see it get down there. We saw the bounce, a bit of a bounce there. All right, now looks like consolidation mode here because we saw that. All right, it's going to get it going again, or it's going to fail and make a new low. Obviously, I prefer it to fail and make a new low, but we'll see how long it stays in this channel. If in fact it does, kind of go from there. Okay, I'm going back to this QXO because it has my attention. I mean, I don't know the stock at all. All right, but it's traded over 23, and I like to see it still popping up and get me short. Okay, will those be words I wind up regretting? Perhaps, but you got to be in it to win it. And again, I'll let you guys know. All right, hopefully I'll be able to let you guys know. Just get on there and let you know if in fact I got filled. And again, I'll put more out there once I get a fill here. What did I say there? I said 23.79 and 24 what 31? 24.31. Yeah. All right. So we're creeping. We're creeping up higher. Hmm. Okay, same thing. GOL is another eyes on one for me because it's kind of getting there within $8. A lot of green, smaller candles. Not liking that as much. Okay, back to Carvana for a sec. And again, Carvana is there. I like I said before, I'm not liking this sideways stuff because I don't want some kind of rocket. All right, if we get some kind of rocket, I want it. Get me short now. All right, so when we pull back to this consolidation, I can take some kind of profit. All right, because my next spot there, I'm at 428.78, which I have in, and then I am 434.04, 439 something, 439.30. Reaching over to check it out. Okay, as we kind of go up here, you know, and there are plays that you don't make, but I still viewed it this morning. Still viewed it as weak, even though it bounced off of like the 392 levels from Friday. Went out in no man's land right around 400, and it's been from the get go. It's been see you later, bye. There was no retesting 392 or anything like that, even though you would have thought it would. And where'd I have it long? I had it way down more long. I had it 374 long. But you got to be consistent with perceived move there. And it's just this move today. This move today has been, like 27 points, but all upside. All upside. We haven't looked at charter at all in the past half hour or so. And we're 5 minute away here from me saying bye bye to you for the day and my morning trades, which were like super quiet being done. All right, this is an extra interesting spot in charter. Interesting spot. Interesting. Okay, I just put a little charter right here. Okay, 1086. All right, bought a small amount. So, guys, I did do a trade here. I started a trade in charter. Okay, so what should I be thinking here? I'm thinking like a 209.32 bottom, 209.32, 208.28. Small, small. Okay, not in, but we'll see. So everybody get out your pom poms and root for charter. No, don't do that, please. I want to go back to run. Okay, for all file. Actually, long a little bit of charter. Okay, so consolidation and run, and that's my other potential long there. Sun run. The other guy's not really doing it. Okay, so maybe tune in later, charter, if I can figure out how to get on there. Add stuff. Let's go back to CEG too, because that could wind up being a long, and that's heck yeah, could be a long. All right. My other spots. Okay, I just put in CEG. All right. All right. So bid in 346.84. All right. So bidding it 346.84, and again we're like $4 away, but hey, blink and could be there. Next spot. 342.61, 38.48. Okay, so 342. 61, 338, 48. Those are not in. Okay, so then my next thought right away is what the hell is GEV doing? Because I don't have, remember my GEV play was just for this morning. So, even my 665 and my 660 are going to go by the wayside, and they probably should, but it's holding up a lot better than Carvana. Okay, hang on. Oops, sorry. Just had to check something out there. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. Okay, let's revisit some of the stuff that we have that we're trying to get involved in here. Okay. And guess what? QXO, I am short now. Okay. First piece. Okay, so short at 23.27. And we're hanging right around there now. All right. Is it too much to ask now that it comes into like 22? Just kidding. We're the last place consolidated, 21.90. All right. So that's going on. Okay. Other things that we have in there, runs away. Okay. 1782 for it. Carvana. Getting up there. Okay, so that's good within a buck or so. Okay. Remember, if it gets close and doesn't happen, they got to can it. All right. Not the situation yet. CEG. So all of a sudden, from nothing to some stuff getting interesting is a good thing. I'm enjoying that. Okay, really enjoying that. Okay, as we just touch 11 here. Okay, so what we have going on is is 351. So it came off there. Kind of a bummer. It did trade under 350. No, it did trade 350. So that's a bit of a bummer. Okay, there. So we got that going on. I was going to say, but we're about done. I should split now, guys. All right. So again, watch for stuff in case maybe I'll put some stuff on, and keep track of what I've been up to, and just check things out. Anyway, if you got any questions, jgre910 at gmail.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.
What up, chat box? Let me get back in here. Hold on. Let's grab the gremlin. Hey, gremlin. Okay. Let's get into some forex trading. Trying to get this Discord up. Give me 1 second. I'll go ahead and get my chart up so you guys can move me out the way over here. There we go. And then bloop. My charts. Let's move that so y'all can see more of the actual chart. Just move that to the side there. Kind of make this a little bit bigger. All right. Now let me try this Discord again. I need to get the Discord. It's trying to like download an update, and I think because might be because I'm already live right now that it's not actually working how I'd like it to. That might be the problem. Oh, okay. Nah, it finally started. Um, I have to log back in real quick. Give me 1 second, chat. I don't be remember my login, so I'm about to just use this QR code here. Log in to that new device. Cool beans. All right, now let's get into the Sparrow funding chat. Okay. Now let's share my screen in here. Move that. How do I'm sorry. Fees. Okay. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly how to share my screen here on the Discord. I've done it before. Just for some reason, not remembering how to do it again. Um, Hmm. Let me see. Um. Oh, did I not make it the right kind of? Oh, okay. Well, everybody in the Discord, go over to live trading with the CEO. Um, because that one I actually have. There we go. There we go. Boom. Now we're live in the Discord. Um, is it? I hope it's not locked. I'm trying to make sure. Channel settings. All right. Trying to make sure it's open for everybody so that everybody can get in there. It has a little lock emoji, so I just want to make sure that like everybody can get in. We just gonna call it uncategorized. All right, so I'm pretty sure anybody that's on the server should be able to access. Should be able to access. Um, Let me text one of these guys real quick to make sure. I just gotta be sure everybody can get in. Hmm, that's cool. All right. All right, we're good. I think we're good. Okay. All right. Come over here and be sure that I can see everything I'm supposed to. All right. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay. Sound is good. Um, it's not the best right now. I have to I got home like yesterday, or day before yesterday, and then all of yesterday I was out with my wife because it was her birthday. So the whole studio isn't reset up completely, but um, we're going out. We're actually going to look at some TVs and laptops today because I have to expand my studio now some more because the trade desk is more expanded. I have more. applications and softwares running at the same time. So, given that I'm just gotta expand the resources I'm using. But let me make sure I can see everything. So I got the Discord over there. Make that small right there, and then we have Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube over here. Cool. Live everywhere. All right. Um, 'Cause I said I was gonna be live yesterday, and then I wasn't live for as long as I was supposed to be. Well, not per se supposed to be, but would have liked to. But it's my wife's birthday, so had to celebrate my old lady, and whatnot. But we're in here, and we're gonna make some money this week. Um, GP Chef. So coming from um the Edge Finder gave up a +6 on GP Chef, and then come over to the Bird's Eye tool. Let me share this tab instead for a second, so I can show you guys. Come over here. I had already typed in GP Chef and got the read, but just to show you how it works. Um, as you can see, slight bearish momentum incoming. So, just for the setup sake, let's go back to the chart over here. um, that just kind of gives me a little bit of a little bit insight to price action with the bird's eye tool, letting me know we have slight bearish momentum incoming. With the edge finder letting us know that we're in bullish territory. So we're looking for a slight pullback. This right here is a fib level, and then down right here is a volume support. So that's essentially traders the buy traders that the buy side liquidity that put price where it's at now. That's where that support sits at down here. So we have two possible entry zones that I like. I like the of course I like fib zones the best. It is sort of a gap right here, fair value gap down here that price may dig into. So a few things pulling price to the downside while we're in some bullish territory. So um, a good opportunity for a buy, I believe, coming up here on GP Chef. So that's what I'll be mainly focusing on for the day. Just take a look at let's take a look at the Edge Finder over here and just see what else we're looking at. We have Nasdaq with a +6 score, SPX +6, silver with a +6, 80 chef with +6. I had originally looked at 80 chef, but then GP chef had a slightly higher score, so I just rather trade that. USD chef bullish, but only a +5, so just barely bullish. And you have GP neutral, US oil neutral. I actually want to take a look at US oil with everything going on with Venezuela. Let's take a look at US oil. See what we're looking at here. Let's go on a higher time frame, get a better gauge. Okay, so this level here, I was actually looking at oil um a little bit last week. Not really looking to trade it, but just kind of I was just kind of taking a look at how it was trading with everything going on and everything coming up, and then everything kind of hit the fan. So I'm expecting oil prices to rise, but I think they may fall in the overall like longer term, because it seems like Trump is going over there and taking control of um, Venezuela, and Venezuela has oil, lots of it, lots of nice oil. So yeah, from a supply chain perspective, oil prices. I got into a small little buy way back there. But oil prices are probably going to end up trickling down, even lower because of the supply being more readily available to the U.S. with everything going on. So we have like a little kind of a trend line going on already. Overall, it's a 4 hour time frame, and prices actually. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Testing that trend line down here, so giving us a little bit of a push above it right now, and I think that's just because of the extra volatility that's going on. And I don't think we'll close too much higher than this here. I think we'll end up seeing sells from this area here, and while we're getting a slightly we're getting, let me see, a neutral read on oil. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we were getting a bullish read before, so that changing from a slightly bullish reading to a neutral reading is an indicator in itself, in it losing that bullish momentum from a fundamental perspective. So we can slightly lean on price action here, and we'll come down to like the hourly. I think once this pushes off of here, like this right here is a volume support, and I think once we close below it, we'll probably get sent down to this low and end up breaking that, and you can probably catch another continuation trade off of that move there. Once this gets broken, probably get a retest of this level and push even lower, and then I'll just dab that this level here, because that's probably first target for a sell. Um, with that being another volume support down there, um, in this area here. So how I would like to trade this. So I'd love price to give me a push lower here, and then maybe a slight retest of this little what was a volume resistance here, and act as a resistance again. So let's change that color. Let's make that red, um, white. Um, I'm real color coordinated. Y'all stick around long enough, you'll learn that about me. Um, Let me make sure. Um, good question mark. I gotta reorganize it. I think a little bit better, just to make sure that everything is can be accessed. Um, Permissions. Oh, private channel. Okay, okay, bad. Save. Okay. Now it's fully fixed. Now everybody can get in. Why was that so easy to figure out right then on the fly? Crazy. Um, but it should be good now. um, let's dig just a little bit deeper. Um, this candle here, this wick here, I think once price gets below this, it's probably gonna slide down. But the with the situation in Venezuela, it's tedious. So of course, we always risk lightly and intelligently. Um, we're not gonna go heavy on any trades or anything like that. All entries are pretty. I wouldn't say risk adverse, but you know, we like low risk trading here. So if I do like an entry, or oops, wrong one. Um, it's a continuation. to sell continuation. I think once we get below this level, I like it. And then my stop loss just above that high, and we are targeting these lows here. Right? Um, Now, granted, if price decides that it just wants to keep buying from here, then we'll never be in the trade. But we need price to sell off of this area first, before are gonna be able to get in any kind of trades. All right. Now, in a little bit of announcement news, let me switch gears for a second so I can come over here and show y'all. Boom, share this tab instead. Um, our first trading competition. We just launched it like this morning. Just started letting everybody know about it. So there's only like two contestants. I haven't registered yet. I'm about to register, and because I'm gonna participate too. So just to light a fire up under everybody, the CEO is gonna be participating in the first um, competition. Now, granted, I'm not gonna be super duper trying to beat y'all, but I will set the bar, so you guys have something to really reach for. So the winner is gonna get a free 5K account, and then second place and third place get 30% off any any account purchases. So whether it be 5K, 10K, 25K, 50K, 400K. Yes, we have 400K accounts. We get real big over here. You can trade Forex, CFDs, and even on those Forex accounts, you can trade Bitcoin, Nasdaq, and gold. So you really have everything in that little toolbox, and Ethereum, and I believe XRP and XLM, and then U30, all the indices, really. And then we have futures accounts, and then we have crypto only accounts specifically. So for those accounts, you have like the full list of all the cryptos you can trade. So at Sparrow Funding, you can really trade everything, any and everything. And then when you also register, you don't have to buy an account for this. You can just register your dashboard and come over here to the Learning Center. And let me sign back in real quick. Sorry. Um, come over here to the Learning Center, and you have content that's actually going to help you be successful in you know, trading, from a mindset standpoint, from a habits, actually honing in your trading, because most of trading isn't really about the strategy. There's tons of strategies, thousands of strategies that work and that are very profitable over time, in the short run, long run, regardless. It's more so about your mindset that's going to make you profitable over time. So the strategy, that's negligible. You just pick a strategy that works well with your personality, and how you like to uh, you know trade, and look at charts, and really have this a part of your lifestyle. You might like a swing trading strategy because you don't really like being on the charts for too long, or you might like a scalping strategy because you like to stare at the charts for a few hours at a time. And both of those can work long term. It's just a matter of the trader mentally being able to handle the pressure of being in the markets on the regular basis. And um, these videos here are to help you guys gauge that, because I don't want to have a whole bunch of traders just coming in and failing challenges over and over and over and over again. I want to help develop the community of traders, and help everybody be better. So that's why that's there, and we'll be adding more into there, as time goes on. And then just to let you guys know, anybody that does purchase a funded account does get our entire course. This only costs $10, but you get the whole course for free, so you don't have to pay $10 for that. So anytime you do get an account, you do get the full ultimate guide to precision trading, which is my personal trading strategy. You get that completely for free. So whether that be a 5K account, 400K account, whatever challenge you get. Price ranges from $25 all the way up to $3,000 per account. So, super wide range of assets and trading tools here at Sparrow Funding. So go ahead and hop in this competition so you guys can get your dashboard and win a free account. I mean, like, who doesn't love free money? Who does not love free money? Just sign up, register, check out the rules here. Um, real simple. Highest percent wins, and if there's a tiebreaker, the better of the drawdown will take the cake. The limits are 5% daily and 6% overall, and that's how all of our accounts are, like, across the firm for everything. So for the most part, we have fairly good room for error. So in case you have a bad trade or have a bad week, as long as you're risking correctly, you don't have to worry about blowing an account or anything like that. So you'll be fine. But um, that's that. I just wanted to go ahead and let everybody know about that. Let's get back over here to the trading, because you guys came to the live show because it's Trader TV. We're here to talk about some trades. Um, let's take a look at gold. Our gold trade is doing fantastic. Fantastic. We called this out in the free chat and the paid chat. Everybody got this trade. So like soon as we launched the prop firm, what I'm saying, just to make sure that anybody that was already, having accounts, getting in on the action, could go ahead and get in on some money. I decided to, send a banger to all of the chats. So congratulations to anybody that did get into that this trade here. We sent it, I believe, right in this little area here, pushed off, came back to entry, and gapped up on the weekend, and we have been pushing higher. um Gold's gonna keep going higher because things aren't right in the world. There's got the U.S. capturing the president of Venezuela. China is still trying to nixay the U.S. dollar out of existence. You still got Ukraine and Russia going at it. There's a whole lot still going on. So gold, I don't believe, is going to be cooling off anytime in the short term. And there's been a lot of gold bears out there saying, "Yeah, we need a pullback. Yeah, we need a pullback." And like, overall, from like a really long term perspective, yeah, gold is gonna pull back from these hot levels that it's in right now, and eventually these aren't gonna be hot levels because gold is gonna keep pricing higher and higher. As the dollar continues to lose its value, it's like the we know we're getting more rate cuts, coming in 26. So it's like there's nothing saying that the dollar is going to stop losing its value in the short term. So as from a long term perspective and from a short term perspective, it's just like gold is just hecka bullish. So I like being on the buy side from a trading perspective, and any crazy pullbacks that gold does give up just gives me an opportunity to you know um, tighten up my long term holdings, because I am a long term holder of gold in the physical and digital sense. I do own a lot of physical gold. It is good to own physical gold. I would recommend that to anybody out there. It's gold and silver. Just have a few stack of gold coins, a few gold bars or silver bars. They're not that hard to get. There's quite a few super duper reputable gold dealers here in the U.S. You can just go do some research, go search. Um, you know, buy gold bars now, and you'll get a whole bunch of different options to choose from. Um, I don't like to make those recommendations. I like everybody to do their own research because there's a bunch of different companies out there that have a bunch of different guarantees with their precious metals. So definitely go start stacking up your precious metals because this economy is going to break just like all the other economies before this one that did the same exact thing with inflating their currencies and unpegging the values from real precious metals, the thing that we value here as humans the most. um it's going to crash. It's going to eventually go away, and what's going to matter is the real assets: land, property, valuable businesses, agriculture. Those things are going to be what matter in the long run. So be sure to start stacking that up a little bit. But let me pull this off real quick just to kind of give y'all a little bit cleaner review. If you want to get in on gold, what is the entry? How are you going to get in? Okay, so there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity. Fret not. This level. Actually, let me throw that back here. Is that another? Yeah, this is a volume support here. Um, that looks very juicy. Like price would probably ping off of it. Delete that. Sorry. um, Acted as a resistance twice here. Boom, boom. Came back and acted as a support here. Um, Say what you want about support and resistance, order blocks, trend lines, whatever you have it. As long as you're trading with the fundamentals, it doesn't really matter what chart patterns you're using, as long as it gives you clarity on how to move through the markets. So I would like price to come back and give us a little. This little wick here with gold being so volatile right now could give us a push off of this area here, but I would personally like, if I'm not in gold yet, I would like this entry a little bit more. So it would look something like this. I wouldn't like this area to break because, well, that's the trade. Even if we dig back into here, we could find get an entry off of this little gap here. Very possible. Very, very possible. Price does that a lot. Um, but with gold being as bullish as it is, may just leave that gap and come back and get it next year. It's super, super possible. So I'll make that, I like that to be a slightly different color. And just kind of tighten this up just a wee bit, just for visual sake. Um, yeah, I would love this entry here. I'm gonna set me an alert because let's get another entry. I would like price to pull back to right here, and that is not too much new news to hit on today, so we won't do the full news breakdown. I'm gonna just leave this entry up here on the chart for um, stragglers to come by and take a look at. Make it as clear as I can here. Make that a little bit, just a little bit bigger there. I know if I bring this down some, yeah, clean it up just a wee bit so y'all got more chart you can see instead of all the other things that I use in my trading. Um, OG entry, let's label it so folks really know what's going on. Next entry. That looks good. That looks good. Let's see if Price actually wants to give us this entry. All right. All right. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. All right. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.